Hello, Taurus friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Taurus December 2024 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month for Taurus, Money Multiplied, 5 factors for your financial success. But we have so many other things to discuss besides this star-studded scene of your finances, although that is taking the cake for sure in my focus. There are so many other factors to know about this month so that you can have the best month possible. This is for you if Taurus is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Taurus placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. If you're a very late degree Taurus friend, so birthdays like May 15th through the rest of the sign, or Taurus degrees like 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Gemini report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Podcast friends, I will use the thumbnail as the chart as the thumbnail, so if you want to have a peek, we're going to concentrate a lot in the top right corner of the chart, but I will be making a lot of points to a lot of other areas. So if you want to see the full, right up here, you can look at the YouTube version of this. And if you want to just hear the audio version, you can either scroll up in your screen on YouTube, or you can go to Astro Kisses with Annie Botticelli and get the podcast version. Okay, so as I said, we have a lot of things to discuss, and I will incorporate other layers of what to expect this month as we just go into our financial discussion. I would never make a bold claim like this unless I were going to substantiate it in the chart, okay? And you will see as we move along here how your chart is really lit up for your financial sector. Okay, so the first thing to know is that we have a massive amount of energy in Sagittarius. We've got the sun, the new moon on December 1st, and Mercury retrograde all month. Mercury retrograde dates, shadow period started November 8th, retrograde November 25th, direct on the 14th of December, and it takes until January 3rd to level out. That makes the whole month a retrograde type of inward backward energy, but the second half of December will light up as much easier and much more clear, and we will start to come out of at least the Mercury retrograde fog as the month goes on. But all of this energy is giving extra focus to Sagittarius, which is giving extra focus to the Taurus 8th house. We can find lines into money and finances in any different division of the chart, but there are 2 areas of the chart that really are focused on this. The second house, which is your Taurus house, which is the money you earn, the money you make, the money you spend, and the 8th house, which is called other people's money, shared resources, not only just financial resources, but emotional resources, spiritual resources, mental resources, intellectual information, just basically resources, period. So when I say money multiplied, it's not even just money. It's really resources multiplied, because there's so much more to this 8th house than just money. But it is also a lot of money. We're talking about grants, topics of taxes, credit, debt, loans, windfalls of money, inheritances, sweepstakes, spousal support, family support, and just random money manifestation, which I have seen many times with this 8th house. So you've got the sun lighting it up. You've got the new moon bringing new beginnings. You've got Mercury bringing information and things from the past. Sagittarius is putting this optimistic, buoyant, energetic, can-do-it, positive attitude tilt to everything. So even though this is in a tough angle for Taurus in general, because it doesn't speak your language, it doesn't mean that you're not going to benefit from the upbeat nature of these aspects. So this is all happening. And the Sagittarius placements are the first factor, because creative solutions may be one of the financial or the factors in your financial success. Okay, so using optimism and financial or creative solutions is really part 1 of this 5-part focus, and that's brought to you by all of this Sagittarius energy. The second factor is in the fact that it's all gathered here in the 8th house, which is these resources. It is also a mysterious house. It's the kind of things where things are hard to measure, like stocks or intangible assets. You can find tangible assets there too, but there's an intangible nature here. So kind of the magic of spirit, the magic of manifestation, the magic of things behind the scenes are the second factor in your financial success at this time from the astrological perspective. The third factor is you still have Jupiter going through your second house. Jupiter's the great expander. And even though it's in retrograde, from May 2024 to June 2025, you have the great expander expanding your money house. I can't tell you how many times I have seen people's income rise when this happens. So that's the third factor that you've got going on for your financial success. The fourth factor you have is on the days around December 15th, you got a full moon in Gemini. Full moon bringing elucidation, clarity, opportunities, culmination, information, illumination to, guess where? Your second house, which is your house of Taurus, which is your house of money. So, it's in the sign, this energy is in the sign of Gemini. So that brings like the information communication component. But this is happening in the second house. So this is the fourth factor of your chart pointing out financial focus and the potential for success at this time. And then the fifth factor is Mars. Mars in Leo and Mars in retrograde and Mars in your fourth house. So using your energy more efficiently with Mars in retrograde, activating your passion from Leo and doing it from your home space are all part of this fifth factor. I mean, we could add that into a bunch more factors. I'm kind of rolling it into one, but this Mars placement and its movement is the fifth factor basically. And you've got a lot going on there. So look for the opportunities to monetize your passion. Look for the opportunities to use your energy better, which makes your bottom line better. Look for the opportunities to do this from a home setting or involved with your family. Okay, so I have a lot more I could discuss about these financial potentials, but we have so many other things to talk about. I just wanted to kind of show you all of the ways that money is on your mind right now, and the avenues of prosperity and even windfalls are many at this time. And, the chance for money just really being very prominent is really accentuated in your chart. Now, let's talk about some other factors of things that are going on. I want to go into the Mars retrograde dates. October 7th is when Mars starts its shadow period. December 6th, this month, it officially goes retrograde. It's retrograde until February 24th. And then it trails out with its post-retrograde shadow period until May. That means this entire time is covered by Mars retrograde. I'm going to give you some very important points to know about this transit, but I can't do it justice in this report where we're talking about so many other things. So definitely look for my YouTube shorts playlist on Mars retrograde and my Mars retrograde videos, and then search for Annie Botticelli Maximizing Personal Planet Retrogrades to see a great blog that I have that can really, really set you up for working with these energies. I also talk about this at length in my book, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe. I've got strong retrograde sections. But I'll give you a couple of key points here to take. When Mars is in retrograde, ambitions can wane or they can redirect into obsessive monofocus. Aspirations, oomph, can lose drive, or lackadaisical approach can all of a sudden suddenly wake up into, hyperfocus. But it's definitely a change in your energy. It's definitely could be a reversal, and it can also seem erratic, like you're completely lazy with everything except this one thing, or just in general, you're uninspired. And it's not just you that's experiencing this, it's other people too. So if you need other people to get things done and be proactive, there's a chance they may, jump into hyperfocus, but there's also a greater chance that people will get flaky. So if you start noticing October into May, people not showing up, people, not doing what they're supposed to do, projects taking longer, and you say, what the heck is going on? This could be it. I was in my mechanic this week, and he was like, I can't get these guys to work for anything. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. And I didn't say anything about it. I don't know, what the scene is there with astrology. So I just sort of said, oh gosh, that's weird. But I knew that Mars shadow period, we're a couple of weeks into it here at me recording this December report. I record everything early. So already, even just a couple of weeks in, people can't get their workers to work. people are distracted, and you will notice this. Very, very important point to know for Taurus is that if you're a Taurus that's usually super motivated and super persistent and dedicated, as many Tauruses tend to be, if you find yourself getting lazy and you wonder what's wrong with you, it might be this, okay? This is a chance to rest and regenerate and relax. It's a chance to, I always like to call it a chance to be, to get a break for myself, because I'm ruled by Mars. I have Aries rising. So, I'm on full bore all the time. So when Mars goes into retrograde, I can't wait. Oh gosh, I'll have complete license to do less, to be super, efficient with my work, to, streamline things, to be more discerning. And you have those opportunities too. And you have a better experience of this when you know what's going on. Because before I understood this, I would just get on myself like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? Get going in it, and just be like really not understanding what was happening. And it made for the keynote of Mars retrograde, which is frustration. When you try to push something that's not flowing during Mars retrograde, the frustration is going to be so strong. This is a time when your gallbladder, your liver may need extra attention, even if it doesn't show up on medical diagnostics, which it could. It could just be general congestion, something that I have seen from working with, a lot of medical storylines for myself, for my clients over time, in holistic and pharmaceutical, and just the full gamut over 30 years of being entrenched first in mainstream medicine and now in alternative medicine. I have seen that people get more grouchy and more impatient when their digestive system isn't working properly. And the normal diagnostics don't always measure the effectiveness of the digestive system and the congestion that could be there. But I have seen when people take care of these things that they are happier. Someone that could be very helpful here is someone like an acupuncturist who can, maybe prescribe herbs that are in line with clearing that type of congestion if this is something for you. But paying attention to those sort of things. Are you angry? Why? What are you angry about? There are a lot of factors that Mars is basically bringing in your face that were under the surface about how you use your energy and how you can use it better. So you have those opportunities at this time, and other people will too. So they may be more stressed, more angry, more frustrated, more lazy, less ambitious, hyper-focused, on mono-focused. And if you see that happening, now you understand why. Because of Mercury retrograde this month, it is going to be hard to schedule, and that is including for holidays. Fortunately, as some of the holidays are happening in the second half of the month, we will have, Mercury will at least be direct as of the 14th. And so every day after that, it will start to clear up a little bit. But, it is going to be really hard to make plans. And it's, if you can pencil in your, yeses or nos to going in, or say maybe to going to an event, the pressure will be off. It's really nice to try to have the pressure off with the retrogrades. Not always easy to do in holiday time, but any place where you can leave yourself less scheduled, you will be happier, and you will be able to enjoy the magic of this time, because retrogrades aren't meant to aggravate us. They're meant to give us a rest from being on all the time. And if we take that willingly, take it consciously, and just, go easier, then we can be even stronger and more productive when it's time to push again. And not to say you can't be productive, you certainly can. Just follow the flow and see what's flowing, and try to redirect around the things that aren't flowing well. Okay, so now let's move into something that I'm also very excited about. And this actually could be a sixth factor of financial success. I keep seeing more and more things in the chart. When I first originally looked, I was like, oh, I see 5 big things there. We'll do 5 factors. But I'm getting into it more. I see that there's more than that, but that's okay. We know that it's a strong focus for your money to be multiplied, and that's the point. But another factor here is a massive amount of Capricorn energy. So the sun on December 22nd will get there. The new moon on December 30th will get there. We'll have a second new moon this month. That is a black moon for the Eastern time zone and after. Pallas Athena is already there. Venus is already there. Ceres is already there. So all of these energies are lighting up Capricorn, which rules the 10th house, which is a fellow earth sign. And all of these are trining Taurus. Okay, trine is the most favorable aspect in all astrology. Always looking for these sweet spots, these things that flow, these things that speak your language, practicality, earthy, mundane, disciplined systems, just speaking the language of practicality and ambition and accomplishment. So you've got a lot of energy there. Venus bringing extra money, Pallas Athena bringing strategy, Ceres bringing sustainability topics. Is the work sustainable? The sun amplifying and bringing brightness and warmth. The new moon bringing new beginnings. So all of that within Capricorn, which is business, employment, your public life. If you're not employed or you don't want to be, this is your public life. This also can have to do with authority figures, father figures, you as a father or authority figure. I've seen strong single moms show up here. Gender's not necessarily relevant. It's whoever or whatever holds that Saturnian force, which is the discipline, the taskmaster, the structure, the stability, whatever person that is in your life, or you as that person would be, this Capricornian element. So we got a lot of that, making kisses to your placement, kisses meaning a nice aspect. And that's another factor in your financial success. You could see a lot of progress. Sometimes on the inner realms, sometimes we feel things inwardly before they manifest outwardly. Sometimes we take small steps that we know are going to be a big deal when they start to get out there, but they're not quite out there yet. It's another thing to know is that Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, the tides are coming in. So if you try to push something out, force something, the tides will bump it back. So you being here on the shore, your job is to tend to the squeaky wheel and not force anything and see what floats into you on the shore and deal with that rather than trying to conjure or get out to your goal. Your goal is way out here with a tide that's coming in this way. So, this is a time for things a little closer to you, things a little bit closer to your field, possibly internally to work on. Now, that being said, all this Capricorn energy accentuates for Taurus the ninth house of Sagittarius, and we have all that Sag energy, and that relates to international things. So you could be traveling far and wide. Your work at this time might not just be nearby, but you will notice a lot of things within your energy fields, closer, people and situations closer to you that may require attention and energy. But publishing, teaching, learning, immigration, different cultures, different languages, expanded perspectives, optimism, all this buoyancy that we talked about with the Sagittarius placements. Now with the Capricorn placements in your Sagittarius house, it's like it's making productive this big vision. It's taking steps towards the big vision that are practical and maybe small, but are leading to something big. I've got 2 more dates that I want to give you, the most pressured point of the month and my favorite aspect of the month. But I want to point you to AnnieHelpsYou.com if you're a person that likes the dates, because I give you a lot of dates always in my reports, my free reports. But if you're a visual learner and you want it organized in a month early into your inbox, and also getting my horoscope access early and, just all kinds of things, go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, put your name and email address in, click receive, and you'll get my free VIP community access. And that gives you all kinds of free goodies right from the start. And you will get my monthly write-up. So when you get the welcome letter, click on the archive link, and then in the search box of the archive link, put in December 2024 astrology. And that's where you'll find all the sweet and salty dates, the aspects, my favorite dates of the month, the worst, things to watch, and just a write-up of the month in general. So I'm going to give you one of each to look out for. But if you want more, you can go there. I'm going to start with the aspect that is more powerful, it's longer lasting, and it's a big pressure point. But even this pressure point can crack open something great. So I'm going to give you my recommendations on how to make lemonade out of this intense aspect. Jupiter and Saturn are in a square. When outer planets come together in any configuration, they're doing it for a long time. This happened in August and September strongly. It faded a little bit, and now it's back. December 24th is exact, but the whole month it's only a couple of degrees away. So the whole month you'll be feeling it, and before and after then. Okay, but this month will be the strongest. So what are we looking at here? Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Familiar with those energies? We just talked about that. Saturn rules Capricorn. We just talked about those energies too. So it's kind of interesting that this month the 2 dominant astrological players from a zodiac perspective are also embodied in this square, this pressure point, this matrix cracking, aspect. And that's what's happening. So Jupiter is getting squashed by Saturn, progress, flow, growth, optimism in some cases, expansion. Saturn's putting a kibosh on it. Yuck. But Jupiter can also be loosening up restrictions. Saturn. It's the push and pull between these that creates the tension. Two words that you can use to make the most of this and make lemonade are discernment and streamlining. Saturn wants you to be more discerning with your excessive or widespread efforts. Wants you to narrow down and really hone in, use the hyperfocus of Mars retrograde to really get careful and discerning about what you're going to streamline your efforts into. And that's a really great way that you can use this. You can let Jupiter expand some narrow focus. You can let Saturn bring some stability and center to, efforts where you're going too wide. Okay, now my favorite aspect of the month, and in general, my favorite aspect, period, is when Jupiter trines Venus. And we have that happening this month, so that's really fun. In the days around December 19th, we have Venus will move from Cap, get into Aquarius. In Aquarius, she will trine Jupiter. And that's fantastic because Jupiter is a great expander. It's in your money house. This is more, actually, there's another, like a sixth or seventh factor here for your finances. I forgot about that one. Venus rules love, beauty, and money. So, and confidence. And so, the best aspect in all of astrology with these two benefics, they're called, they tend to manifest in a sweeter way, are coming together. So if you've got to take one of those small steps, and we're talking about, it might not be a time for a big step or a big decision or trying to do the big push out because the tides are coming in. But if you've got to make some small steps, if you're making progress, if you're running a promotion, if you're trying to do something short term, these dates around here could be perfect for that. Sometimes with an aspect like this, things just fall in your lap. Okay, so if you have resonated with my work, then please click like and subscribe and click the bell. I've heard that if you don't click the bell, my posts won't go into your feed, but that's what you can do to help YouTube know that you resonate with my work. And you can also enable notifications, and all of those things will help guarantee that you won't miss anything from me. If you love the dates, sweet and salty dates, things to be awareful and careful of, the awesome aspects, definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address, and click receive to get my very informative weekly newsletter. You get so many free things. Most of my work in the world is free. You get even more free stuff as a member of my free VIP community, which is what you become when you put your name and email address in there. When you click receive, you will get the welcome letter delivered into your inbox. It could be in spam. You'll have to move it into your inbox. Click on the archive link there and then put in the search December 2024 astrology. And that's where you will find the sweet and salty dates. I always email that out a month early to my VIP friends so that you can prepare and know the dates ahead of time and know what you're getting yourself into. And if you're a visual learner, you could see all the dates there and have everything in a written format. So at anniehelpsyou.com, you can unleash by joining my free VIP community. You can upgrade by accessing my secret star portal. This gets the earliest possible access to all of my work. You do get the horoscopes and other posts early in my free VIP community too, and then you get them extra early in the secret star portal. You also get written horoscopes monthly for each sign and so much more when you upgrade there. And if you want to learn astrology, then you can click on up level and see my options. You can start with the basics, or you can dive deep into my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course. If you think I put a lot into my free work, you should see what I put into this course. It has well over 100 modules and growing, and it can take you from beginner to earning money in a very short amount of time if you apply what I teach you that way. And for people who have already been well versed with astrology, if you can't seem to tie it all together because you know so much and you don't know where to go in the chart to give a concise, effective reading every time, that is my specialty. Plus, if you're trying to monetize your love of astrology, that is my area of expertise. So you can click on up level when you're there at anniehelpsyou.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.